I left my family. I left my kids.
But Johnny Gabbett shot up the 101st Avenue bar one
PM
time.
Pub.
PM Pub, which was Ronnie One Arms and Jojo. I guess Jojo.
Well, it was mine and Ronnie Warner, but Jojo was there.
Jojo was there. Yeah. I mean, so Johnny dared these guys, and these guys, we did talk a couple times because I was running the park. Me and Johnny had a falling out. Me and Johnny Gabbett, we had some run-ins. I think I told my brother about it. Johnny Gabbett got jealous of me after a while because I started getting too much of attention. It was just a tension thing. It wasn't like about money or anything else. So there was a couple of instances with me and Johnny where Johnny came up and pretended like he had a knife. One was at the Old Brother Inn, and one was on Forest Parkway. But Johnny knew I wasn't afraid. I wasn't afraid of him at all. So I says, John, bring it on. What do you got? Let's do it. You know, what are you going to do? And then he caught me again one time. I was walking down out of my house at about 1:30 in the morning down Forest Parkway. Johnny Gabbett was coming up. I knew it was him. He knew it was me. We just knew, you know, even though it was like a few blocks away, you could just see the silhouette, the outline. He knew and I knew. So I just walked right to him. And we already had that falling out in the bar.
Well, he was a rabid dog for people.
Right,
know.
right.
You know,
He's a
he'd
drug.
be your best friend. He's doing drugs. He's doing smoking dust. He's shooting heroin.
Yeah, sorry.
He went after his own family. So the people that don't know, one of the reasons why when we decide to kill him is, you know, he's partners with Gotti. He's also involved in a rape, and then he goes on the run. So, you know, there was too many things. He was, and the John Gotti, the father, wanted him dead because he had too much access to John Gotti Jr. Could have got him a serious case because he's involved with him. And he was up in a park another time. Supposedly he killed a guy with him and this guy Fitz, and Junior was there. So there was a lot of
of interaction with Gotti's. Yeah.
And then Gotti actually is the one that instigated the incident with Johnny Gabbett with the park.
Right.
Because at that time, if I'm wrong or right, but I'm pretty sure this is how it started, Gotti was getting money off him.
Yeah, he was.
And Vinny Gotti and Ronnie One-Arm and Angelo Costelli wanted some money, and Vinny argued with Junior and says, well, go up to Gabbett and go get more money from him and tell him I sent you. And they try to shake him down for more. Gabbett didn't put up with it and pulled guns on him, and then that's when he went to the PMN and shot up the place.
Like Johnny was listen, see, this is what I'm trying to get into. So let's go back. Go back to the rape for a second. Because when I got involved with these guys, I had 1 foot with the Italians and my brother, and I had 1 foot with the Irish. So I was back and forth. I didn't want to get pegged down with anybody. And I started seeing things more in a larger light, so to speak. Johnny was he was very focused, my brother. And his focus was, he was running things in the neighborhood. There's no question about that. Anyone that says anything different is bullshitting. You know, it's just it is what it is. So John had brought a lot of respect, or a lot of fear and respect, to a lot of people all over the place. So Johnny was pretty eclectic, where he was friends with a lot of guys from a lot of families. It wasn't just Junior. It was other families. They all knew who Johnny was. So Johnny actually was Johnny Gotti's Jr.'s protector, for lack of a better word. And John Gotti Jr., he contributed the name a little bit. So now you got Gotti and Alite, right? But go backwards real quick, because I want to say one other thing about Johnny Gabbett that I wanted to clear up, is Johnny Gabbett was involved in a rape. Now, in that rape, was Johnny Ridge involved with him?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know exactly, because I was in California. I was out of town when it happened. So I heard different stories who was exactly there. I know Sal Puma was there, who later on gets killed.
Johnny Ruggiero Jr. might have been there. We don't know. I don't want to say anything for sure, because it's, you know, he's passed away. There were a few other guys, wise guys, that might have been there at the time. And Johnny was in jail. They got him for rape. Now, when I got involved, I was a womanizer, right? I was always getting a lot of hot women. So Johnny said, listen, why don't you pick up this guy who's a witness against John's sister? So I says, well, where is she? Where does she live? Where she hang out? And they told me 60 Park. That was a park where everyone went and hung out and everything. So I went there the next day, and I picked her up, brought her back to. Actually, she left when I was playing basketball, and I ran. And I caught her right before she got, like, I saw her walking, and I got her right before she got into her house. She went to the row home, and I walked in. I knocked on the door. I don't know why I had the balls to do things like this, but I knocked, because she only met me that for a few minutes. I knocked on the door. She let me in. I drank lemonade with her. We talked, whatever, and I found out where Sal was in Florida. Now, I was told by everyone at the time, no one's going to do anything to Sal. We're just going to talk to him, because Sal was a witness against Johnny with the rape. Obviously, I got Sal's location. Johnny Gabbett went after him. When they shot him.
Yeah, he shot him. Shot him, and he shot Turtle. Shot Frankie DeMeo too. Who was
I didn't know he shot. Yeah. So I wasn't aware of that when that happened. That they were going to. That wasn't. I thought it was, and I didn't know that Johnny did the rape, because when you have friends like that, you see him a certain way. I didn't see Johnny as a rapist. That just didn't occur.
Well, actually, I believe
And what happens when
too.
you have especially in the mafia, when you have an allegation like that, they take that very seriously.
Well, Gotti, the father now, at that time, calls me in, and I have a conversation with him. Junior is worried about it too, because obviously I don't know what Junior's involvement was in that situation, but he's also his partner in the drug business. And we already just killed some Jamaicans. How many, who the hell knows, or Rastafarians, whatever. So there's a lot of exposure there. So the decision is, even I believed at the time he's not guilty of the rape until the trial. I started going to the trial.
Right. You didn't think so at first.
No, and the father asks me, because they told me to go to the trial. And I'm going to the trial, and he's got a very famous lawyer, the lawyer, I think it was...
who was it again? Richie, with the long hair?
Weissman or something, I forget his name right now, but his father was a judge. That's why he used him. And they asked me now to report back what's going on at the trial. Now, after going to the trial, I says, this guy's guilty. I didn't realize he was guilty like this, because, we knew him. He lived around the corner. I was friends with his family. He's working with them. I'm taking his side first. And then I realized when he shoots one of our friends, Frankie DeMeo, then he shoots Sal Tomasulo, and he's shooting guys that we grew up with, and they're talking to me, and they're saying he's fucking full of shit. And they tell me to, so now I'm in a trial, and I'm listening, and I know he's guilty. And he gets convicted.
Yeah, Johnny's opinion changed. But here's the thing. You grow up with somebody, you're close with them, you're doing everything, you're hanging out with them, you're working, you're doing business with them, you're doing dangerous things. Me and Johnny did a bunch of dangerous things together, where we went after other guys who were wild, that were in the pot business also. I don't want to mention their names. I think I mentioned it to you.
It's in the pot business. What?
The two brothers that were in the pot business, the wild guys, I forgot their names right now. They were down on Myrtle Avenue.
Oh, the Dolphins.
Yeah.
And one of them died too.
Yeah,
The Dolphins are tough kids.
yeah,
They hated Gabbett. They stabbed him up too. When he got lucky, he lived through that Gabbett. Gabbett had 9 lives.
Johnny brought me down there with a couple. We had guns, bats, and he just last second said, "Come on, Jimmy, we're going after these guys." I was like, "Fuck, who are we going after?"
Yeah,
Not that I was
serious
afraid.
Irish guys. They were tough guys.
Not that I was afraid. It's just that I didn't want to hurt. So I didn't know them. Do you understand? There's a different. I have a different mentality going on than they do. My mentality is I'm going to protect who I have to protect, like my brother or somebody I care about. So I'm more like the guy that's going to say, "Oh, you fucking with my friend Felix? Okay, I'll step in front of you." But I'm not the guy that's aggressively going to rob you for money or do. This is just not who I am.
And even the rape, so you know, and the people are listening. This is not just a rape. They beat her half to death. It was a serious. They almost killed her.
And so you find this out as you're at the trial, and like
as a trial, because I'm out of state when this is going on. When I come back, and
what do you
Gotti's protecting him when he gets convicted, and Junior, I'm talking about. He hides him. He helps hide him, which I'm crazy about. And I start talking, and the father orders him dead. The father orders, obviously a lot of people dead, and is asking for different hits, and. So he's marked for death. Junior doesn't have the authority to cancel it or any other thing, unless that order comes down from the father to call it off. But that wasn't going to happen. And, I'm going to kill him. He's ordered to get killed. His brother-in-law's ordered to get killed. We killed the brother-in-law. Now we're looking for him. And there's other guys that were ordered to get killed. They're orders that, it's not our, choice. Oh, it's on, it's off. No, it ain't. The guy who we called, the chief, he's the one that's... calling that shot.